Hey ladies, it's Doona here. Thanks for tuning in. So if you haven't already, please subscribe. And if you enjoy this video, don't forget to like. So today we're going to focus on building some strength within our core, our legs, even our upper body. Okay, it's going to be really important for you to keep that strength throughout your entire pregnancy to help you possibly have a faster and easier labor. At any time, just like any practice, take as many breaks as you need. Always listen to your body. If something doesn't feel good, skip it. Take water breaks, towel breaks, anytime. Okay, so we're going to come into a seated position. Grab your 2 blocks and a strap. We're going to come into a hero's pose with a block. Okay, so you're going to grab a block, maybe 2 blocks. Place the block between your feet, underneath your sit bones, and just make sure your ankles are pointing straight back, so the toes are pointing straight back, and make sure all the toes are uncurled under. Okay, and then draw your knees together, sit up nice and tall, hug the belly in, but lengthen the tailbone down. Lift your sternum, relax your shoulders, and bring your hands on top of your thighs. Close your eyes. Let's take a deep inhale through your nose. And a deep exhale, sigh it out. Good. 2 more times. Breathe in. Let it go. Good. 1 more. Breathe in. Release. Good. Gently blink your eyes open. Inhale, walk your hands behind you. Place your fingertips on top of the floor. Stay on top of your fingertips, and as you inhale, lift your chest. Find that nice chest expansion. Gaze slightly up. Open up the front of your throat. So imagine lifting your shoulder blades up into your chest. Inhale. And then as you exhale, uncurl and have a seat again. Okay? Roll out the shoulders. Drop your right ear towards your right shoulder. And then drop your left ear towards your left shoulder. From here, go back and forth or create big circles with your neck. Notice how your neck feels. How have you been sleeping? Do you feel any tension? So just checking in, bringing that awareness. Good. From here, plant your hands in front of you. You could go ahead and release the block to the side. And let's come up to tabletop position. Take a few rounds of cat and cow pose, moving with your inhales and exhales. Inhale, arching your back, gazing all the way up. Exhale, round your back. A few more times. Always feel free to create any other movements that feels good for you. Side body stretches, wrist stretches, whatever you need here. 1 more. Once you're ready, come back to tabletop position. Inhale, reach your right arm forward like you're shaking someone's hand. Without arching your lower back, extend your left leg back. Pull the belly button in, lengthening through your lower back, keeping your hips squared. Holding here for 5. Push your left hand into the floor so you don't dump into that left shoulder for another 3. 2. Listen carefully. In 1, reach your right hand over to the right. You could flip your palm to face down. Then extend your left leg out towards the left. So you should feel that nice strengthening into that left glute. Inhale, reach forward and back. Come back to center. Then exhale, extend it out. 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale. At the same time, don't let your lower back arch. Keeping the core engaged. Good. As you come back to center, slowly release. Good. Take 1 more cat and cow to reset your spine. A lot more challenging than it looks. You got this, ladies. All right. 1 more on, or let's do the other side. So inhale, stretch your left arm forward. Exhale, extend your right leg back. Check in with your alignment. Navel in. Outer glutes hugs in. Left arm reaches forward, holding here for 5. You should already feel the strength in your right arm here. Your core is strong and tight for 2. And 1. Reach your left hand out towards the left. Extend your right leg out towards the right. 3 more. Inhale, center. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last one, ladies. You got this. Shaking is okay. That means you're building strength. And then let's come back to center. Tabletop position. Then drop into puppy pose. Keep your hips over knees. Walk your hands forward. And drop your forehead. If you like, you could drop your chin on the floor. If you need to, spread your legs a little wider. Invite some space for your belly. Good. Come back onto your hands. Let's meet in downward facing dog. Make sure to spread your fingers out wide. Index fingers points forward. Make sure the distance from your hands to feet is in your high plank. So let's all go ahead and shift into high plank together. Make sure you're in your high plank. Stack your wrists underneath your shoulders. Broaden out through your chest. Good. Now from here, press your hips up. Feel free to pedal out your knees. Let your head relax. Wrap your outer triceps in. Good. Hold in your down dog. Inhale, lift your heels, gaze forward. Exhale, shift back into your high plank. Always feel free to drop to your knees at any time. Spreading your fingers out wide, press into your fingertips, lift your chest away from your thumbs. Exhale, downward facing dog. We got 2 more sets of those. Inhale, lift your heels, gaze forward. Exhale, high plank. Broaden out through your collarbones. Spread your shoulder blades apart. Belly in, core is strong. Inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good. You guys are doing great. Last one. Inhale, lift your heels. Exhale, shift forward into high plank. Even keep your legs strong and active. Roll your inner thighs slightly up. Lengthen your tailbone towards the backs of your heels. Exhale, downward facing dog. Let's drop to child's pose. Big toes to touch. Knees wide apart. Melt your forehead down. Taking this moment to come back to the breathing. Slowing it down again. All right, ladies. Let's come up to downward facing dog, and we're going to meet in a forward fold towards the top of your mat. So either tippy toes, hop forward, whatever you need to do. Spread your feet as wide as you need to invite space for your stomach. And then just let your head melt down. Feel free to bend your knees a lot. Inhale, halfway lift. Hands either on top of your shins, on top of your thighs. Lift your chest high enough so that your back is lengthened. Exhale, downward facing dog, or rather forward folds. Inhale, rise all the way up to mountain pose. Reach your arms over your head. Feel free to walk your feet a little closer. Then bring your hands to your heart. Samasthiti. Good. Make sure to lengthen the tailbone down. Core is strong. Arms next to your side. Take this moment to come back to the present. How do you feel? Good. Let's move breath to movement or sun A. We're going to go into our chaturanga. So just like any practice, always feel free to skip it. So holding in high plank to down dog. You could also drop to your knees or take your full chaturanga. All right, ladies, we're going to do 3 sets. Inhale, mountain pose. Reach your arms over your head. Let your shoulders relax. Exhale, bend your knees slightly, hinge from your hips, and forward folds. Inhale, halfway lift. Create a flat back. Exhale, walk your feet back into high plank. Either hold here on your inhale, otherwise, chaturanga to upward facing dog, and we'll all meet in downward facing dog. If you're brand new to yoga, always hold in your high plank and then push up to downward facing dog. There's also a tutorial video on chaturanga, so feel free to watch that as well. Let's do 2 more sets. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, walk to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step the opposite feet back first into high plank. Either take your chaturanga to upward facing dog, and we'll meet in downward facing dog. Last one. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, walk to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, chaturanga dandasana, or hold in your high plank. Downward facing dog is where we meet. We'll hold here for 5 breaths. Either drop to your child's pose or have a seat. Feel free to close your eyes and catch your breath. So, as you get further along in your pregnancy, you'll start to notice your breathing becomes a little shorter, and that's totally normal. Our diaphragm is getting pushed. And also, if you notice you're going to the bathroom a lot more, our bladder is also getting squished. So everything's changing here in our bodies. All right, ladies. Let's come back to downward facing dog. Take your time. Once you're there, inhale, gaze towards your fingertips. And exhale, step your right foot either between your thumbs or to the outside of your right hand. So if you're in your 3rd trimester like me, it's probably more comfortable to step your right foot to the outside of that right hand, just to give your baby some space. Once you're in your low lunge position, feel free to rock forward and back. Getting into your hips. I like to sway my hips forward and back. All right. So we're going to come into our high lunge position. Ladies, you're going to have to walk your right foot back to center. We're going to be here for just a moment. Make sure your feet are set up first before you rise. So feet should be about hip width distance apart. Then as you inhale, rise all the way up to your high lunge. Arms over your head. Keep your right knee over right ankle. Keep your balance by hugging your inner thighs in.
Draw your front ribs in. Inhale. And as you exhale, bring your hands to your heart and dip your back knee. Inhale, straighten your back knee, arms over your head. Exhale, dip. Only dip as far as you can go, especially if you have any knee issues here. You don't need to dip, okay? Just hold. Good. We got one more. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Inhale, back to crescent lunge. Exhale, open up warrior two. You might have to readjust your feet. Right heel in line with your back arch. Then drag your feet towards each other. Engage through your inner thighs. How's your breathing? Where can you relax? Soften your shoulders. Keep your legs the same. Inhale, reverse warrior. Left arm down, right arm up and over. Keep that nice side body stretch. Last breath, inhale. And exhale, swing your arms down. Step your right foot back. Either hold in your high plank or take your chaturanga dandasana. Breathe here. Lengthen your spine. Other side. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, step your feet forward. Keep your left knee over left ankle. Straighten your right leg. Drop your hips. Pull your chest forward. Again, creating some dynamic movements here. All right, ladies. Set up for your high lunge. Keep your left knee over left ankle. Back heel stays lifted. Take your time to meet me there. Biceps frames your ears. Shoulders square. Find your drishti, your gaze. Notice if the center of gravity is throwing your balance off. Again, it's normal. Try to find that stillness. All right, ready to dip your right knee? We're going to do 4 sets together. First, inhale, lengthen. And exhale, hands to heart, dip. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Really nice, ladies. Inhale. And exhale, warrior two. Shoulders stacks over hips. Front ribs in. Energize through your fingertips. Inhale, reverse warrior. Try to find length through both sides of your body. Gaze is up. Last inhale. And exhale, cartwheel your arms. Chaturanga or downward facing dog. All right, ladies, stay here in your down dog. Otherwise, you could drop to child's pose. Slow down the breath. Good. Let's all meet in downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg high. Exhale, half pigeon. Right knee to right wrist, right ankle to left wrist. Drop your back leg, stay on top of your left thigh. Readjust yourself as needed so your hips are square, shoulders are square. Bend your right knee as deep as you need. Inhale, Lift your chest. Either hold here. Otherwise, as you exhale, lower all the way down onto your forehead or just stay on top of your forearms. Make sure you're not compressing your stomach. So keeping that space and length in the front side of your body. And then checking back into your physical body. Do you feel tight anywhere? Do you feel weak anywhere? How strong do you feel? Good. Replant your hands if it's not there already. Let's come back to downward facing dog. Feel free to shake out your right leg. Drop your right foot. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, half pigeon. Keep your left foot flexed. Draw your left outer hip back. Once you're all squared off, either stay lifted or drop down. 5 breaths here. Good. Plant your hands, downward facing dog. Again, feel free to shake it out. Good. And then downward facing dog. Awesome. Let's drop back to tabletop and then puppy pose. Spread your legs as wide as you need. So because, especially if you're in your second or third trimester, because we're not allowed to lie on our bellies, I tend to come into puppy pose for the spinal sequence. So you're more than welcome to stay here, getting into that nice back bend. Otherwise, you could come into seal pose. Okay, you're not lying on your belly. You should be on top of your hips. Just make sure this pose doesn't get too deep into your lower back. So if you feel any compression or pain here, go ahead and just skip it. You could also place a blanket right underneath your hips. Good. And then come back to tabletop. And then let's go ahead and have a seat. You guys did it. The hard part's over. Really nice, ladies. All right, let's go ahead and stretch into our hips a little bit more. Coming into cow face. So left knee will be right underneath the right. And make sure, try to stack your knees directly on top of each other as best as you can. If it's not perfect and it looks more like this, that's totally fine. You should still feel the stretch into your outer hips and outer glutes. You could also sit on a block. Yeah, takes me a couple of times to adjust to get settled in here. Feel free to stay seated here or add a nice shoulder stretch with it. Right hand behind your neck, left hand underneath. You can stay lifted. If you want to skip the arms, go ahead and just fold over. Good. Okay, slowly release your hands. Release your legs. Plant your feet. And just go and sway side to side. Other side. So right knee over left knee.
One side might feel a little tighter than the other. Once you're all settled in, make sure both sit bones are fully grounded. So don't let that left hip lift up. Do whatever you did on the other side. 5 breaths here. Good. Okay, slowly release. Plant your hands behind you. Plant your feet. Sway side to side. Good. Drop your legs. Walk your feet as wide as you need. Bend your knees as much as you need here as well. Point your toes up. Inhale, sit up nice and tall. And exhale, hinge from your hips and folds. Lead with your chest. So focus on pulling your sternum forward. Belly stays drawn in. Shoulders down towards your hips. Good. Slowly rise. All right. Ladies, let's go ahead and lower down onto our backs here. Once you're on your back, bring your right knee on top of the left knee for cow face. Okay, so option 1, you could just you place your hands on top of your knees. Keep your lower back grounded. Option 2, you could grab your ankles or shin bones. Or option 3, grab your feet. And make sure your feet are in line with your knees. Once you are able to grab your feet, then pull your legs apart. So you're pulling your legs away from each other. I like to kind of rock side to side here too. So your knees should stay directly on top of your hips. You're not folding here, especially with that belly. Good. Come back to center. Keep your legs crossed. Either single or double wrap. Drop your feet. Scoot your hips to the right and drop your legs to the left. Only twist as deep as you can go. So usually my knees touch the floor in this, but since I am pregnant, I like to back off a little bit. I'm only twisting maybe not even 50% for me here. But again, it really depends on how far along you are. I'm exactly 31 weeks, so everyone's different. Good. All right, come back to center. We'll do the other side. Left knee on top of right knee. Whatever layer you took on the other side, do the same. Make sure to lift your feet up. Pull your feet apart. Keep lengthening your lower back down. Shoulders down. Good. All right. Either single or double wrap. Scoot your hips to the left and drop your legs to the right. Tee out your arms, open your chest. Good. Come back to center, unwind, and we'll meet in Shavasana pose. Spread your legs and arms out wide. Settle in. Find some stillness. Find some silence. Taking this moment for yourself here. love and gratitude. If this is uncomfortable for you, feel free to come into fetal position. Either your left or right side, doesn't matter. Let's go ahead and take a breath in. And a big sigh out, let it go. Good. Amazing job, ladies. I invite you to stay here a little longer. Again, taking this moment for yourself. Otherwise, I'll see you guys next time. Thanks so much. Again, please subscribe and like. Namaste.